Welcome to Don's Cookbook. Today we're going to be making Italian sushi using 2 cups of short grain sushi rice. We're going to start off by removing the starch from our rice by pouring water over the top, giving it a good swirl around, and then pouring the water back out. Here I'm using a bowl, but at home you can obviously do this over your kitchen sink. Repeat this 2 or 3 times until the waters run clear. I'll add my rice to a larger saucepan and add 3 cups of water. Put a lid on, bring to the boil over a high heat. Once boiling, reduce down to a simmer and leave for 20 minutes. While that's simmering, we'll prepare our sushi seasoning by adding 4 tablespoons of rice wine vinegar to a bowl, along with a teaspoon of caster sugar and a big pinch of sea salt. Then mix together thoroughly. Once our rice is ready, give it a good mix around, being very careful of steam. Add to a large bowl. And then we're going to add our sushi rice seasoning in parts. Be sure to mix the seasoning well throughout. Once the seasoning has been mixed through, if possible, add to some sort of flat dish, as we need our sushi rice to cool down before making our sushi rolls. Okay, onto our fusion sauce. We're going to start off by cutting up an onion, slice the root off, cut it in half, remove the skin, cut lengthways across the onion, and then cut straight down to dice. Roughly slice a big clove of garlic. Over a medium heat, add 2 tablespoons of olive oil, as well as our onions. Give them a good mix around. Add a big pinch of salt. Once our onions have gone soft, add your garlic, cooking together for another 30 seconds before adding 1 bottle of passata, as well as half a bottle's worth of water. Give it a good mix, remembering to scrape the bottom of the pan. Then bring to a simmer over a low heat for 20 minutes. Add your sauce to a bowl and add in 2 tablespoons of a high quality soy sauce, as well as a small amount of wasabi, and then mix to combine. Onto our chicken, run a sharp knife through the middle of the chicken, being very careful not to cut yourself. Cut your 2 pieces of chicken in half again. And then, using a rolling pin or a meat mallet, bash down to make the chicken as thin and even as possible. Onto the breading, season your breadcrumbs with a big pinch of sea salt, freshly ground black pepper, and some grated Parmesan cheese. You can also use pecorino if you prefer. Toss together to combine. Add your chicken into your plain flour, completely coating it before getting rid of any excess flour. Add to your egg wash, which is simply beaten eggs, no seasoning, nothing like that. And then into your breadcrumbs, completely covering. And pat off any excess breadcrumbs. Into a pan, set over a medium-high heat, add 2 tablespoons of olive oil and cook your chicken for about 2.5 minutes on each side. Onto the mussels, slice up half a red chili, as well as a big clove of garlic and a handful of Italian flat leaf parsley. In a pan over a high heat, add 3 tablespoons of olive oil, add your chili and garlic to the pan, swirl together and add your mussels straight in, along with about 50 ml of a dry white wine. Lid on top and let steam for about 3 minutes until all of the mussels have popped open. Sprinkle over your parsley. Add to a bowl with a sieve and pour the juice straight over the top. Once the mussels have cooled down, remove the mussels from the shell using a fork. Onto our panini, add some Italian bread into a food processor, as well as some olive oil, and process together until you have some nice breadcrumbs. Time to make our sushi. With our seaweed sheets, we have 2 sides, a rough side and a shiny side. We're going to be making ours on the rough side. Have a bowl nearby with some water so the rice doesn't stick to your hand. Grab your rice and place along the seaweed. Try to keep it as flat and even as you possibly can. Leave about an inch at the end of the roll, covering all the rest. Add your chicken strips along the center of the rice, along with some fresh mozzarella cheese. Time to roll. The top part of the sushi is going to overlap the bottom of the ingredients. So we're just going to grab it, holding everything in, straight over the ingredients, and squeezing together firmly. Everything will stay together because the rice is sticky. That's our first roll done. Do about another half turn. Once again, pressing down, keeping everything together. And then continue a final turn, pressing together, keeping everything in place. And it's as simple as that. First roll done. Onto the panini filling. Going to add our breadcrumbs along the center. Along with a couple of slices of fresh prosciutto. Half a slice of mortadella. And tear in some provolone cheese. Same thing again, top part, just past the ingredients. Squeeze together. And continue on. For the mussels, just lay them across the center. I'm just using the mussels today as they have so much flavor, but you could easily add some Italian rocket into this, which would be lovely too. Same thing again, roll it up, keeping everything tight together. To cut up the sushi, using a wet knife, find the halfway point, cut in half, cut the two pieces in half, and then cut each piece in half again to get even pieces. Remembering to wet your knife as needed, as this will give you cleaner cuts. Time to give them a taste. Start off with the chicken parm. The chicken's still crispy, the mozzarella cheese in there is so nice. You get the Italian flavors while still being sushi. The fusion sauce goes together perfectly. Onto the mussels. I'm tempted not even to go for the sauce as there's just so much flavor in this. Still tender, still a really nice bite, delicious. Onto the panini. The perfect thing for those days when you just can't decide between sushi and a panini for lunch. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to like and subscribe as it really does help. Thank you for watching.